Hi guys, today we're going to talk about inequalities. In specific, we're going to talk about graphing inequalities. First, we need to know what an inequality is. When we look at inequalities, we're looking at a set of answers. So instead of having x equal to 1, now we're going to have x equal to a set of answers, and it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. It's going to be equal to a bunch of different numbers, not just the one number that we're used to seeing. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the signs. Over on the left, we have greater than and less than. On the right, we have greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. The way you see these written with equations would be x is greater than 4. And our sign is always eating the bigger number, so that means that x needs to be bigger than 4. Or x is less than 4, which is saying 4 is bigger than any number we put in for x. Whenever we graph on a number line with less than or greater than, we have an open circle. Because x is less than 4 means that x can't be 4 also. It needs to be less than 4. Likewise with x is greater than 4. So when we put the open circle, that's saying that it's not equal to 4. But in either direction we go, it's either going to be less than or greater than. With greater than or equal to and less than or equal to, we can also have our x is greater than or equal to 4, x is less than or equal to 4. But in this case, when we graph, it can be equal to 4. That's what the line underneath is saying. It's saying it can be equal to 4. So, when we put our dot on the number line, we shade it in. So whenever you see a line underneath, you're going to have a solid dot. Whenever you don't see a line underneath, you're going to have an open dot. So let's take a look at a couple examples. Here we have x is greater than 3. So when I draw my number line, I need 3 obviously. I'm going to put one bigger and one smaller. You might see this a couple different ways. This just 3 numbers is all we really need to graph this. So when we have x is greater than 3, we're going to go to 3 on our number line. There's no line underneath, so I'm going to have an open circle because it can't be equal to 3. And then we look at the numbers on either side. We have 2 to the left and 4 to the right. I'm going to put each of those in and see which one works. If I put a 2 in, we have 2 is greater than 3. Our alligator isn't eating the bigger number, so we know that's not right. So when I put a 4 in, 4 is greater than 3. That does work. So I know I'm going to go in the direction of 4. So that's where I'm going to shade and draw my arrow. So we just graphed x is greater than 3. Our last example here is z is greater than or equal, 5 is greater than or equal to z. When we're graphing this, again, we need our number line. We're going to have 5, 6, and then one smaller than 5, which is 4. Our sign has a line underneath, which means it can be equal, and if it can be equal, that means we need a solid dot on 5. Again, trying numbers out, which one works? If I put a 4 in, that gives us 5 is greater than or equal to 4. And that is true, so we want to go in the direction of the 4. Shade in our line, fill it in. And that's all I have for this lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Have a great day.